The following podcast is scheduled for 3 segments with an hour time
Yes, sir.
limit. Approaching the ring, weighing
Talk
in
your
at
shit.
17 subscribers, it is the
Go off.
NWE Podcast. We don't always talk about wrestling, but when we do, we hate it. I
You
am your
already know.
main host, Bullen, accompanied by Jumbo
Yeah.
and Beefy.
Okay, whatever and cool.
Whatever and cool.
Whatever.
He's so far from your mic right now.
Nah, I was just fucking around.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bruh. Scooch up.
So today we're mixing things up a little, and by that I mean the other two main hosts that we normally have here did not watch the show, so they are not here.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about why.
Also, one of them's
It's
asleep.
probably because a certain company has fallen to the point where it was talk of the town to now people don't give a shit and they think the company shit was never good in the first place. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about WWE later.
Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
So yeah, today is gonna be our first day of 12 days of NWE. We're gonna try to upload at least one video every single day, starting on the 14th all the way up until Christmas, which will be the 12th day. So we'll
It's gonna
see
be
how
crazy.
that goes. Yeah,
Gonna be crazy.
you
This
crazy.
is trial and error. Don't hope
Crazy
this
bitch. I never
thing
said that, bitch.
don't work.
We got
Yeah, you know
we got a new thing. Next big thing.
Very next big
Brock
thing.
Lesnar.
Yeah,
Gotta stay tuned. Tap that bell as hard as you possibly can.
yeah.
Keep them notifications on.
Yeah, if you're listening here on YouTube, what the fuck are you doing? go to our Anchor or Spotify. And if you're here on Anchor or Spotify, what the hell are you
if you
doing?
really
Go to our
want to.
YouTube.
Exactly.
If you really game, watch it. Watch
Just
every.
fucking watch
if you really
like
game, watch
like our shit at like every time on each
Watch
different
every-
platform.
Yeah,
Watch
if you-
it once on Anchor. Watch it once on fucking Spotify and watch it once on YouTube. You already
Yeah.
know.
Show your family on Anchor. Watch it by yourself on Spotify.
Please support us. Please support us. We need the help.
Please.
Please support us so like we could, fucking do shit better.
Yeah.
You know what I
Drop a
mean?
like, man. We'll try and do better. I mean, shoot, we need the likes.
I think 12 days of Christmas gimmick
12 days of
is a step in the
NWE.
right direction, but
No,
can't be possible without your help.
Yeah, that's for True City. So, starting off with this week in wrestling, we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw, December 8th. Opened up with a steel cage match between Big E and Kevin Owens, with Big E going over.
Yeah.
Queen Zelina defeats Nikki Ash in 2
I
minutes
forgot she
and
wants
2
Queen
seconds.
of the Ring.
Yeah,
hey,
me
all
too.
worship the Queen, especially Aleister Black.
In the first round of the RK Bronaments, like,
Jesus Christ.
Look, nobody gives the
Can I
writing
say this
team any
one thing
credit.
too? WWE did a poll on Twitter, and it was like, who's the best tag team overall in the WWE right now? And it was RK Bro, the Usos, and the New Day. And nigga, it was a landslide victory. Everybody chose RK Bro. I hate
Yeah.
WWE fans and I hate the company.
Be
yeah,
the
me
ones.
too.
Oh wait, no, wrong team.
Nigga, it wasn't even close.
Okay.
The New Day was last place.
Yeah, it was terrible.
No shit. We'll talk about SmackDown in a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to SmackDown.
No, the fuck we won't.
So, in the first round of the Arcade Bronament, the Street Profits defeat AJ Styles and Omos by countout in 10 minutes.
Was this the gimmick where AJ Styles was blinded? He pretended to be blind for a whole episode?
I think it may have been this one.
I
or the
think
previous
so.
Raw. It was, yeah.
Yeah, because he got sprayed with a fire extinguisher in the eyes. Okay.
AJ might have a future in Hollywood, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah.
Damian Priest defeats Robert Roode in a United States Championship match. Bianca Belair defeats Doudrop by countout in 13 minutes.
Thank
Big
God.
shout out. Bianca.
Well, by count
Big
out,
shout out
but
to
still,
Charlotte Flair.
thank God.
Friday nights only.
Another first round match of Arcade Bronament. The Mysterios somehow defeat Alpha Academy in 3 minutes 15 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's look at the first tag match, right? How long was that one again?
That was 9 minutes and 42 seconds.
They could have given
Okay,
these
so the
fuckers
second
9
tag
minutes.
match didn't
They
even
always,
get a third.
they always give the fucking Ray the shortest amount of time to work a match every single time.
Yeah.
I don't know
Same
what
as
Ray did to them.
Singles match, Finn Balor defeats T-Bar in 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
That's what I want on my TV. T-Bar.
You love to see it.
He's slowly, his gimmick is just he's slowly turning from T-Bar back to Dominic Dijakovic, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Well, guess what? Do it faster.
Yeah. In the main event, Raw Women's title match, Becky Lynch
I think the only thing left of T-Bar is that he has the mask on and the eye paint still.
Mask off.
defends against Liv Morgan in 15 minutes.
Liv Morgan's maybe best WWE match in her whole career.
Yes.
As a single.
Oh, I
You're
wouldn't know
damn
because
right.
I don't watch Raw.
Well,
You
granted
know,
the fact that
Liv
I saw her
Morgan
come
is
in on
probably one of the
SmackDown.
greatest women's wrestlers of our time.
Well,
Nah.
she's improved. She's improved a lot, and the benefit is that she's in her early 20s. So
yeah,
it's
she's improved a
only doing her
lot.
the world of
She
good.
used to be fucking mediocre at wrestling. The only reason people liked her is because people were horny weirdos, like for shoot.
Yeah, might make some money off an NFT or something. I don't know.
December 8th,
Leave it up to you.
WWE. December 8th, AEW Dynamite.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Figure it out, man.
It's either Dynamite or Shotgun Saturday Night. We don't know which one.
Yeah. Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale. I'm not reading all these names. Dante Martin and MJF win.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Dante
that's
Martin
right. And
swerving Team
Dante
Taz
Martin
after
is
a
gonna
week.
have to fight MJF.
Yeah.
That'll be a good match.
8-man tag team
That'll be
match.
fun.
Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes defeat 2.0 and the Acclaimed.
I wish
The
I cared
Acclaimed-
about that match.
The Acclaim did a rap. That was pretty cool.
That was really the only thing I cared about.
And then, fucking Anthony Bowens shoot kicked Brian Pillman right in the fucking mouth. And
He
it
did.
looked nasty.
That's awesome.
And Brian Pillman Jr. was not the only one on Dynamite that ended up getting something in their face. We'll
You'll,
touch on that in a minute.
yeah, man. We'll touch on that in a minute.
The Young Bucks defeat Chaos.
How good is it to see the Young Bucks back, huh? Especially with their beards.
Yeah, I mean, Riker Romero is working quite a lot of shows in the U.S., especially AEW.
Well, that's because he can't get over in Japan by himself. So.
Damn.
That's
US.
true.
Riho defeats Jamie Hayter in 12 minutes and 12 seconds.
Should have been Jamie
Jamie
Hayter.
Hayter.
Jamie Hayter is way better, man. Come on.
Hayter is Sheila. Really.
In the main
He
event,
was hating.
Bryan Danielson defeats Johnny Hung Yee by referee's decision.
Thank God.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I tell you what,
Brian
perfect finish.
Danielson beat the brakes off of this dude, bruh.
I like the fact too though that Brian pinned or made everyone else in the Dark Order tap out except for John Silver. That was a nice.
Yeah, he made his whole goal was that even from that
got
first
John
promo.
over in a big way.
Yeah, and even from that first promo, he said he'd make everybody in his group look like a bitch, and he did.
He
Yeah,
did.
It's unfortunate.
What a concept! A wrestler doing what he says he's gonna do.
Exactly. That's crazy,
What
bro.
a
A wrestler
concept.
delivering on his promise, that's unheard of.
Speaking of delivering on promises, we have Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Los Lotharios in a minute and 22 seconds, opening up on SmackDown.
So can I just check something? Is Shinsuke Nakamura Intercontinental Champion, or is he just walking around with a toy belt?
He's still Intercontinental Champion.
So what the fuck are they doing with that belt?
He said like a month or two ago, he said, I'm done having good wrestling matches. I just want to make money.
Yeah.
He said that over a year ago.
Yeah. Drew
It's
I don't know what you
McIntyre.
mean. I read that, and it said a month ago, so I mean, I don't know.
He said it in a couple interviews over the course of time. He said that.
So he must have said it a couple more times just to reinforce that he does not like wrestling anymore. He's doing the
Not
Cesaro gimmick.
wrestle.
He likes
Speaking of
surfing
Cesaro,
and he
Eddie
likes making
Kingston
money.
flamed Cesaro for still being in the WWE, and because he flamed him for doing the Shinsuke gimmick, not caring about doing wrestling anymore, just simply making the money.
Drew McIntyre defeats Sheamus in 7 minutes.
I feel like I've seen this match before this year.
Yeah.
Big D.
SmackDown
like
Women's... Oh. Okay.
It's like I've. No, never mind.
Like I'm going back in time.
SmackDown Women's title contenders match. Toni Storm defeats Charlotte Flair by DQ in 3:17.
If Goosh was here,
So we
we'd probably
couldn't
talk
have-
about how hot Tony Storm is and then fucking scream.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have Tony Storm pin Charlotte here to get the title shot?
Nope.
No, bruh.
Enough,
Charlotte is one of
100%.
the greatest female wrestlers of our time.
One of, not the.
Yeah.
There's
In
the difference.
WWE, if you take any pin, you are automatically buried.
Oh yeah, if you take a pin, then
42.
you're at the bottom of the
Yeah.
card now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It'll be a good title match when it happens. Charlotte will probably go over, and people on social media are gonna get mad.
In a triple threat tag team match to end the show, we have The New Day defeating RK Bro and the Usos.
Now let's look at this, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at
How
this.
did they beat RK
They
Bro?
promoted
Come on,
this.
bro. What the fuck?
They
They're the
promoted
best
this
tag
as-
team in the WWE. How did they lose?
And the two tag team champions of the respective main brands both lose to the New Day,
Yeah.
who haven't teamed in probably 3 months or less properly. Because
They
Woods
had a
has been
match
too busy
like
doing
2
King of
weeks
the
ago.
Ring.
Didn't they have a
Nah,
match like
man.
2 weeks ago?
When
Yeah,
was Crown Jewel?
because
Crown Jewel
according
was like
to
2 months
wrestling
ago. I think.
fans, the New Day are the worst tag team in the WWE.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Out of
If we're
these
gonna
three,
go
at
courtesy-
least.
If we're gonna
According
go
to the
based on
fans.
numbers,
According to WWE fans on Twitter.
if we're gonna go based off of numbers, like sheer numbers, New Day is probably the greatest tag team of all time. Either them or the Dudleys in
Yeah.
WWE.
I'd say, yeah, maybe the Dudleys, because they did.
New Day have the
lot more
longest
than the
reign,
Hardys.
Dudleys have the most.
What about Edge and Christian?
Oh yeah.
No, we're not going to get into this conversation right now.
This
That's
isn't
a
happening.
conversation
We are
for
trying
another
to move on. All right, and
Next.
in a dark fatal 4-way match, Sasha Banks defeats Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair.
Why is it dark?
day. Damn,
I don't know.
it's about time.
They cut the lights off.
Yeah.
They cut the lights off. They didn't. They could have the match and they could have Charlotte lose as long as the
It
fans
would-
can't
this
see it.
pay-per-view
As long as the
fucking
fans can't
audio.
see it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a couple WrestleMania matches right there.
Mm.
Now Rampage. I'll tell you what, this show was actually whole show pretty good show.
So you think we're talking the whole show?
What- But what happened in the middle? What happened in
Is
the middle
what's the
was
most
maybe one of the
important.
most crucial moments in AEW history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll talk about that right now. Now,
we're gonna
what-
talk about right now the greatest
Okay.
show in AEW history.
show you've all been
probably
waiting for.
Rampage, baby. This is a show I've been waiting on.
Mm.
And what
This
was
is
the first
match we've been waiting on. Hey, we're not talking
The
about any
first
other.
match-
This is not Rampage. This is not the Rampage segment. That is not happening until the
if
next
you want to know
episode.
what the other matches were, just I don't know.
Oh, I know
watch another-
exactly what we're talking about now.
Yeah, go on
Watch
Cage
another
Match
channel.
if you want to see
Go
if you want to hear
Cage
about
Match.
If you want to hear about
Right,
Rampage, go on Cage Match because right now there is no Rampage segment tonight. Tonight is the Hook Appreciation segment.
Hook Hajime.
You're damn right.
Hook Hajime
Yeah.
Appreciation Night. I actually watched the Hook match in preparation for the pod.
Mm.
God damn, that boy could wrestle. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, this man came out
how
to
old
one of
is
the
he
Put
most.
on a clinic.
So Hook comes out to one of the greatest booty popping themes that
He came
AEW
out
has
to
ever
Action
licensed.
Bronson,
Yeah,
didn't he?
Action Bronson, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in the call was twerking like crazy. It was insane.
Nigga, I was popping my ass out real
me too.
hard.
My pants were off, man.
Yeah,
I was
me too,
popping.
bro.
Bruh, I was twerking and my dick was swinging.
And then Fuego del Sol. I don't even think he got an entrance. I think he got the jobber entrance, right?
He got the jobber
did get a
entrance,
jobber
and then
entrance.
people were like dead quiet for anything he did.
Look, I love Fuego del Sol. Love this
I
guy
love
to death.
Fuego.
Yeah, we
but,
love
like,
Fuego,
Hook,
but
But
Hook
compared
was
to
on
Hook,
that ass.
he is
This one-
on that
useless.
ass.
this was not your night, Fuego.
Yes.
This was not it.
So fucking, they do collar and elbow, and then Hook just starts doing fucking judo throws and fucking takedowns and shit.
Yeah,
He just
Hook
works
is
the arm.
throwing this man around the ring like a play
He's
doll.
just working the arm in the most brutal way possible the whole match. Even though he doesn't even finish the match with a fucking arm hold. He just fucking does arm shit and judo throws. It was amazing. And then they do a spot where they go off the ropes and Hook does like a flip. After Fuego tries to hit a move on him, he just does a little flip and then does another arm drag to him. And it was crazy and the crowd popped hard for Hook doing a flip because he showed he could do technical and flippy shit at the same time.
Yeah, it was insane. of course, being the son of Taz, at some point he does the Tazplex, and apparently
Yeah, heading
he even got trained by Kurt apparently, because I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure he
did
did an
a
He did.
Olympic
he
slam.
did it. He did do the Olympic slam. He did a reverse, like a backwards gun wrench.
Yeah,
Suplex.
it was a crotch held gut wrench suplex. It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
I forgot. It has a special name. It's one of Hook's special moves, I guess. But Taz
Yeah,
Taz said the name, but I don't remember it.
Taz and Excalibur did a phenomenal job on commentary getting
Taz
Hook over.
was trying his hardest not to mark out for his son.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Excalibur was there for, because Excalibur was marking out
Yeah,
proper, and he wasn't even hiding it.
so fucking Hook just gets pissed off. He says the match has been going too long. Takes down fucking Fuego, and then he's like, Fuego's
Cross
bent
faces.
over. Yeah, cross faces, and like Hook is like yanks at his mask, and he's like, he's like turn his mask to
So
like
he can't
like
see the cross faces. Yeah, that
yeah,
was a
so he
nice
can't
touch.
see. Like he turns his mask sideways so he can't see. Cross faces, and then he transitions directly into the kata hajime.
Yeah, the Kata Hajime,
Hajime.
the Taz
And
mission, which Taz rebranded on commentary for Hook as
the
he's
red
now
rum.
going to call it the Red Rum.
It is a
which-
Kata Hajime.
He's a big mark for The Shining, but it doesn't matter because that is the kata hajime.
It's a nice name for the whole, but everyone's
Nice name for the hold, but it's the kata hajime for forever now. It
Yeah.
is. He did the Tazplex, released Tazplex, fucking, kata hajime, and then he like as soon as he fucking goes to sleep or taps out, he just leaves the ring like immediately.
Yeah.
Like
his
he
job.
gets out of, like he just leaves.
I think
Like the ref,
Hook,
he's out of the
within
ring by the
5
time the referee is checking on Fuego.
Yeah.
yeah, Hook within, because this match was like 5 minutes, barely. Like
It is five. I think it's 5 minutes.
No,
was
it is
done in a
3 minutes and
flash.
20 seconds according to Cage Match.
No, it's
Okay,
5
well, there you
minutes
go.
35 seconds. I think on YouTube.
Oh, that's probably got
Yeah,
entrances and shit.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it was
probably as
entrances.
far as in ring time, it was probably about 3.5
Yeah, 3 minutes
minutes.
20 seconds.
But to think that Hook comes in as what? He's like 20, 22, I want to say
21 or 22.
and he already knows his character. He knows how his character would wrestle, and he also knows how to do the shoot work.
Yeah, he
This
does a
guy-
little taunt. He's taking in the overness that the crowd has for him, but then he stops himself and decides to he cuts himself off from like being too egotistical, and he just starts beating ass again.
Yeah.
Very reserved.
Well, that's the thing. Like if Hook in this match, if this match was in the Fed, what would have happened was if Fuego would have hit a couple moves early, Hook would have backed off, and then Hook would have dominated.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I think this was the right approach, which was nobody has ever seen Hook wrestle before. So why should you know what he's going to be able to do? And it turns out that, Hook is in-ring work is almost a clone of his dad.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like
It's
fucking
scary how close they are in-ring.
I would be happy if I was Taz too.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if
Yeah.
I was Taz as well. 'Cause
That's put out a lovely
literally,
post
it's
on
like I'm
Instagram.
wrestling, but I'm not wrestling at the same time.
Well, Taz's legacy now gets to live for his son.
Legacy might live forever, and you could tell that he's been training this fucking guy since he was like 12 years old. So
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as Hook got to an age where he can fucking throw somebody around, Taz has been, I'm
10
sure,
years
very
old, this
much
dude.
involved.
Yeah,
10
this
years-
dude
10
wasn't
years
doing
old.
schoolwork. He was doing fucking judo throws and shit.
bro,
Yeah, well,
10
I'm
years old, this
sure-
dude was bumping and feeding.
And the fact, like, I saw someone online, and it was a nice comparison, because Hook, as we've mentioned, was insanely over already before even getting in the ring.
Taz even did the send Hook thing. He's like, "Oh, you fans wanted me to send Hook? Well, I sent him."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Taz said it on commentary. You fans wanted me to send Hook. I've sent him. But But people made the comparison because Hook, second generation guy, Dominic Mysterio, who we mentioned
Dominic
was
Mysterio
on
is not
Raw,
even close.
second
Dominic
generation
Mysterio
guy.
is just...
They're both around the same age. Yeah, but think about it this way: they're both around the same age.
Yeah.
They both started. Well, they didn't start at the same time, but they've started very close to each other, like a year and some change apart. And Hook got over more in 5 minutes than Dominic has been in his almost entire run with WWE.
Dominic is the thing with Dominic. He was over when he first, he first like.
Because they were doing the right thing with him.
Yeah, but I feel like
I
Dominic, the way he wrestles is that he's too tall and weird
to do what he's doing.
Exactly, he looks clunky and stiff when he flies through the air because he's so tall.
And I think
Like
the problem
some big
is
guys,
too,
like some guys, like especially on the indies that do like flippy shit, like they put a little stank on it. Like they make it look like where it's like they don't get the full rotation, but they do. And
Yeah.
some of them are just like so graceful. It's like, it's like they don't look clunky when they do it. But like this guy is like, he's not skinny, but he's not built, and he's like really tall. And
Yeah.
like, like he just
Like there's
not
flippy,
look good
there's
playing with his
like
hair.
you can do the type of stuff that like there's not an issue being bigger and jumping around, but you can't do the same stuff.
He doesn't look graceful at all. That's what it is.
Yeah,
you're not
can't
going to
do
do the same stuff
You can't do
as
the
a
same stuff
well-seasoned
at
luchador.
5'10" that someone that's 5'4" can do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like he's not graceful at all. Like he's not very flexible either. When he tries to do the frog splash, and they do the thing where they put their legs up and then they put their hands down through the, you know what I mean, the little move that they do midair when they do the frog splash.
Yeah, when
He
they
tried
like
doing
curl
that.
in, yeah.
Yeah, when they curl in, like when he does it, he barely curls in before he hits the ground, and he looks like he's trying to like do it so bad, but he's not. He has like no flexibility whatsoever. He can't get his legs that high, or his legs like curled up that much, and it just looks shitty.
I think part of the problem too, when you make the comparison, like some people have, Dominic isn't presented like he's his own star. Like this guy
Yeah,
by himself is a star. He's a star with a bigger star in Rey Mysterio.
Dominic is
Whereas
Rey
Hook,
Mysterio one. That's it.
Whereas Hook is just presented as Hook.
Yeah.
Hook,
Like, okay,
like,
this is his own guy.
Hook's character is that he is Hook, like literally.
And Hook also too probably appeals more to a younger audience because Hook very much personality-wise resembles that almost edgy teenager a little bit. Like he's the rebel. So you can tell that he doesn't do, like he's not gonna do what some random person asks him to do.
Also, marketing wise, this guy is crazy. Like people are saying send Hook everywhere, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
no one is
It's like,
saying, "Oh, I love Dominic Mysterio." No, it's only send Hook.
No
Like
one.
none of that Dominic
like
shit.
literally, I think he's become like AEW's like biggest like fucking meme like at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like
Definitely,
100%.
Well, now AEW need to figure out what they're gonna do next.
World Championship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wildly assume, based off trajectory right now and where they're going, it's probably gonna lead to a match of Hook and Dante Martin down the road, or a tag where Hook will team up with a member of Team Taz and it'll be
Ricky
against Leo
Starks.
and Dante. Yeah, probably Ricky.
I think Ricky
But
Starks needs something too other than the FTW belt, but that's the story for
that's
another
why I
day.
reckon it'd be nice if Ricky was the one, like we didn't mention it when
I
talking
think
about Dynamite, but
Ricky should beat fucking Sammy Guevara, not Cody.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say, because obviously on Dynamite, we don't like this guy at all, but apparently this guy
Oh
named
yeah, we
Cody
fucking hate
Rhodes.
this guy, but it's
Hey, we're getting
obvious.
too
Made
far.
a challenge.
This is a Hook appreciation. I don't want to talk about Cody Rhodes at all.
Okay, well,
No more
Cody.
Cody
It was
Rhodes.
some
we
random dude made a
we gotta
challenge
stop.
to.
We gotta like, yeah, we're good. We gotta stop talking about everything else other
Anyways,
than Hook.
Just to put it in, just to keep it simple, Hook dominated. Hook will continue to dominate. Hook will be the face of AEW for the next 10 years. Plain and simple. That's
Sorry
it.
for
Hook,
getting.
yeah,
Apologize for getting like super in depth with the fucking show,
yeah,
like going past like Hook and just like talking about AEW in general. That's my bad.
yeah. I was a tangent. Yeah,
Now ROH, we gotta get something out of the way. Final battle. The we are gonna go out of business and we're never coming back. Show. This
yeah.
all sprouted from
Tell by production too.
us in the Discord playing Journey of Wrestling, and my gimmick, like my company, like we all choose like one. Like I think one of us chose TNA, one of us chose New Japan, one of us chose AW. I chose at Ring of Honor, and my company kept getting dead last because I'm Ring of Honor. So I decided to do nightmare booking and drive the company into the ground, and not like after we did played it for like one day, not like maybe not even 3 days later, like 2 days later, ROH goes out of business and they're releasing everybody.
Yeah, so ROH a couple days later came out and announced that their
They're going on
plan, at least on
quote
paper,
unquote hiatus.
is to go on hiatus until April next year, where
2020.
they'll run Supercard of Honor. I think, yeah, that's their April show. But
They're supposed to be doing a Christmas show, but I doubt that shit.
they're doing. They've already pre-taped a couple more episodes of TV, maybe just one more episode of TV
I think they said there's two
before
more
they
weeks.
properly finish up. Yeah,
Two
maybe
more
another 2
weeks,
weeks of
okay.
TV. But in real terms, other than stuff that's been taped, this is the last
Like this is it.
live ROH show for a good while.
Like after
Yeah,
it's
good while
done
you mean
after this.
forever.
Like
Well,
It's
yeah,
over.
I like to
it
be
probably is
honest,
at this point.
if they're not gonna, if they're, I doubt they're gonna come back fully. But I think from now on, like this is just like my prediction is that they're gonna do like ECW one night stand type shit, which is probably better for them. It'd be really cool if they did that kind of thing, because then they could have fucking Danielson and fucking CM Punk actually come and wrestle, like how they did in ECW one night stand. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, throughout the night, we won't touch on them individually as we go through the card in a moment, but there was a couple of thank you messages from past ROH
Yeah,
competitors. There was Bryan
we'll get to
Danielson,
those.
CM Punk,
Jimmy
Adam
Jacobs,
Cole, yeah, Jimmy Jacobs,
the Young
some
Bucks.
old ROH faces, yeah, the Young Bucks popping up and saying thank you for what ROH have done for them.
Yeah,
So
and how like they've fucking like Hangman talking about how he became Hangman because ROH.
yeah,
So, ROH now. So this company obviously fucking nosedived. It has fallen into obscurity from being like, CM Punk and like Samoa Joe and fucking Kenta and Bryan Danielson, Colt Cabana, all that shit. Down like, and then it was like, it went down again. Tyler Black, Jay Lethal, AJ, all that. And then it has just dropped down into just like people are like shit talking this company the most is like a fucking laughing stock.
They, for the people that haven't seen any like screenshots of the show itself, they are running in half of a arena.
Half of a
yeah.
arena. But at the beginning, they do have a full crowd. They do have a
No,
completely
no, no,
filled
no.
crowd.
Like, no, 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 no. Like, they have a crowd. No, I just mean like one section of the whole arena is sectioned off. I mean, like, you know how like there's a big curtain,
Yeah,
so only
Oh yeah, there's a
yeah,
big curtain. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there's
That's
only
where
like
the
two rows on that
commentators.
side of the
yeah,
Yeah,
barricade.
that's
yeah.
yeah.
So ROH obviously nosedived, and booking wise, it's shit. Like good, it really shows that like no matter how good your matches are, you need to have like entertaining fucking stories, and you need to book right. Like you can't just have a good match even though the wrong person won type thing. So that's just, that's just how it is. And all these people moved on. All these people have moved on to bigger, better things. Jay Lethal, obviously, AW. You already know what happened with Danielson and Punk. So
I mean that aside, there was a couple of shocking moments that happened throughout.
Oh yeah,
to
there's
show one in
a
particular, but
couple surprise returns or surprise
or
like not returns
debut.
but debuts.
And we'll talk about. Well, one was a return and one was a debut, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a
Well,
moment.
two. We'll get into that later. First match was Dragon Lee versus Ray Horus. This is all right. Catch can wrestling match. Went too long, 11 minutes 21 seconds, but it was all right. They had pretty cool
Two
gear.
luchadors doing lucha things.
Yeah, one of them's going to New Japan anyways, so I mean they're already out the door. World
Hey, we're
Television
going through this quick. That's
Fatal
awesome.
4-Way. There was nothing to talk about in the
I mean,
first
hey,
match.
there's a lot to
So,
talk about. We could talk about how Mark Henry's son was on commentary for the entire night.
oh yeah.
Caprice Coleman. Yeah, the commentary team were not
The commentary
not
team,
great.
in my notes, I had like commentary team were like on some fuck shit the whole night, bro. The whole
Like
night, they were just like awful, all time
they
terrible.
had some fun with Rob Van Dam in the back. I guess before the
Yeah, they were just
show
fucking.
began
They're on
because
phonics.
The main
They
event
mentioned
was supposed to be like so hype, and they were just talking like super casually. Like,
yeah.
exactly. They were not hype at all. Like they were just like there's like three Byron Saxtons on your commentary
Yeah.
team, pretty much.
I
I
mean,
love it, Michael. I love it.
it's one of those things where it's like,
Like they got
okay,
to the
great,
point where they
you love it,
mentioned the
but you're
fucking
not showing it.
Squared Circle subreddit on their fucking show.
they
This is
did
in the
mention
mud.
that. Yeah, I noted that down. That was
Yeah, they did.
they brought up how someone was like, "Oh, this is a really good show going on right now. Keep up the good work," or something like that.
Like, why the
Yeah, I
fuck
was
are
like,
you
yeah,
guys talking about Reddit during a fucking like a triple like a fatal 4-way match for a title is happening and you're talking about Reddit subreddits? Like, what the fuck?
yeah. That was
So we
really.
might as well skip to that match. Dalton
Hey,
Castle
that's not
comes
skipping
out.
it. We got to talk about the guys, like how Joe Hendry came out to like the Rock's theme, basically.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
Joe
Rock's
Hendry.
theme.
Yeah, Joe Hendry is pretty well known for coming out of with remixes of things or like remixes of different songs and
Parodies of
or
things, like pretty much.
parodies, things like that. So this is not uncommon for Joe Hendry to do right here.
Yeah, who was next? Silas Young, you know, man's man, manly man, pretty much, you know.
Yes,
That's his
great
gimmick. He's
worker.
old school, manly man.
Dalton
Red Titus came
Castle's
out.
gimmick is that he is horny. That's it.
Nah, he's not that he's horny. He's like flamboyant, feminine-ish, kind of. He has the boys. The boys come out. Those are pretty
And they
much his
eat from his
servants.
hand.
They eat from his hand. Yeah, they have.
Yep.
They wear peacock feathers because Don Castle's whole thing is that most of his gear is just like peacock inspired, and they come out in
Yep.
like booty shorts and like crop tops and shit with masks, and
Well, he is the peacock.
they like make themselves like they form into steps so he could like climb into the ring, which is pretty funny. It's pretty cool.
Mm.
And he has a cool coat, cool jumpsuit. He's
And he is
looking good.
also the ROH television champion as well, heading into
Red Titus
this
is also there.
boy match. Yeah, and Brad Titus from the Foundation. Now, I think he's like nicknamed as the Professional.
Yeah,
Now,
the professional. He's
something
not
like
like fucking bootleg Val Venus anymore. So
no,
this match
which
is
is
pretty
probably
good. Don Castle was just hyping up the crowd the whole time. He just like was fucking walking around in the audience and shit. He had the
you could
boys there.
very clearly tell that probably the only two people in this match that the fans remotely cared about was Silas Young and Dalton Castle.
Because they had a rivalry before, and they're the most interesting part of this match. Pretty much.
It's also too though like Joe Hendry. Hendry kind of suffered from being stuck in the UK throughout ROH's
You know what? This
time
whole
this
company
year.
suffered
And
by the
COVID.
pandemic.
Oh, it did.
Because at least
Yeah,
like when they're in the like before the pandemic, they're at least staying afloat. They at least like fans actually cared for some reason.
that's true.
Like even when
That
they
is
were
for
on their bad shit, the people actually cared and showed up and like actually filled arenas, which was weird.
Yeah.
And then pandemic came and people realized how shit this company is.
Yeah, well, the frustrating part for ROH is that a lot of their UK talent, which for ROH was a scary amount, as seen, of UK talent, were restricted. They couldn't come to the US um and work for ROH. So it was one of those things. So this was Joe Hendry's first match in maybe months. I don't know if Hendry
Yeah,
wrestled on TV before this, but this was Hendry's first match for ROH in months.
yeah. So they do a spot. Joe Hendry picks up two dudes. I think it was Don Castle and Red Titus, and he does a
Yes.
double fall away slam. And I just wrote, "Oh yeah," because he picked up Red Titus and his fingers were all in his asshole, and I put Joe Hendry fingers dudes, and then he does the Shawn Michaels kip up and taunt.
It was an impressive looking spot, but the problem is, like, normally with spots like that, there's a pop. But
No
when
pop,
Hendry did it, no pop.
no
And
pop at all.
it's a common theme throughout this night.
Common
Particular
theme
spots.
for either commentators not paying attention or people who do not care and who are just here
Yes.
out of pity and sympathy. So Silas Young goes for, what was it, a moonsault, a Vader salt, and slaps the turnbuckle off. And every other
Yes.
person in the pay-per-view kind of works with the fact that the turnbuckle is fucked and cannot stay on right because he punched it.
Yeah, well, Silas, it's one of his main moves where he'll run towards corner, do a headstand on the turnbuckle, and then turn it into an Arabian moonsault or slingshot moonsault. But yeah, no, he usually slaps the turnbuckle,
And the
and
turnbuckle just comes off clean, like without any effort.
just to alert, like, he
You
slaps the
could have
turnbuckle
fucking
to let the
touched
crowd
it with
know.
your one finger and it would have slid off. Like there was like nothing tied, no
You
string
could have
tied on.
blown on that turnbuckle, and it would have came down. And unfortunately for ROH, that was an accidental red herring for something that would come later. But
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
that in a moment.
So he does the move. Joe Hendry and Silas Young are eliminated from the match. Like they're like taken out and they're both outside. I think no. I don't. Let me correct myself. Joe Hendry's taken out.
Yeah,
Silas Young is in the
Hendry's.
ring,
Yep.
and Don Castle gets his ass with a bangerang, and then here comes Red Titus, and he rolls him up before he rolls Don Castle up before he could pin Silas Young after he hit the move, his
Capitalized.
finisher, and Red Titus wins the title.
Yeah, well, Titus hit Red Titus, and to fans of independent wrestling, you have a heart attack when I say this, but Silas won the match with a drop kick. But yeah, Red Titus is your new and,
Last.
by the look of it at this point,
Last for a
ROH
while. No, just
TV
last.
champion.
Just last.
Yeah, just last. And I remember they cut to an ugly ass wrestling fan. It was like a fucking Reddit drawing.
I think
Come
it's
to life.
Rhett's first single site on ROH too, so I guess
And
good for
then they
Rhett.
had before as an interlude, as an intermission for the next match, Hangman sitting on a couch drinking, talking about how recollecting his old ROH memories.
Yes.
My only note
I'm
on
talking
this
about
is AEW World Champion says thank you.
Oh yeah,
what's
I forgot
Hangman talking about?
I forgot to say. They did Code of Honor. They hugged Code of
Yeah.
Honor.
Oh, that really, yeah.
Code
But
of
yeah,
Honor
Hangman.
is pretty done after every match, of course.
Yes. Well, Hangman spoke about how, obviously in ROH he became the Hangman, joined Bullet Club, and talked about the good times he had in ROH, and pretty much said thank you, and in other words, goodbye, without saying it, to
Yep.
ROH.
And then Brian Johnson, the Mecca, comes out and starts shit talking about how all the important figureheads of ROH have left, like CM Punk and Chris Hero have left, and ROH is dying, and this company is really so shit, and it sucks now, and no one watches the product. But at the end of the day, that he's gonna still be the Mecca.
I love this guy's gimmick. He comes out with his fucking knee pads around his ankles.
Yeah.
he basically does the fucking what's it called? He does the Mr. Kennedy gimmick where he's like, I'm from the
Oh yeah.
greatest damn city on the planet, Philadelphia.
It honestly, Brian Johnson throughout ROH during COVID has been one of the highlights of ROH. This
Yeah,
guy
he's like,
proper got
they
himself
cut his
over.
music, tells him to cut his music. He's going off about, like, he goes in depth. He, like, starts naming every, like, notable ROH wrestler of all time that left, and then shit talks
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, no, so that leads us into the pure championship match between the Mecca, Brian Johnson, challenging Josh
Josh
Woods.
Woods. Josh Woods is
And
Titantron is racist as fuck because the big gorilla, big monkey. And then we thought it was a black guy.
I
And then here comes a white dude.
I legit was expecting, like, I was saying this has got to be racist, and I was legit expecting a black dude to walk out, and I'm like, oh, okay.
He literally
yeah,
has the
so
silverback fucking Mark Henry
I
gimmick.
thought ROH was like, shoot, racist as fuck.
just to give a little bit of context, the ROH Pure Division came back this year,
Yeah, this
last
year.
this year, and they brought that division back.
They
With
brought
pretty
back
much just because of Jonathan Gresham.
just because of him.
Really, yeah, because of him. So they brought the Pure Division back. Gresham lost the belt to Josh Woods, I think a month or 2 months ago, or something like that. Not very long ago. And now we have Brian Johnson challenging for the title. But since the Pure Division has come back, this has been the weakest match out of the bunch.
Yeah,
These two just did not gel
it did
at
not,
all.
because I feel like if you want to do technical these days, either you make it look stiff and dirty, or it's either super flashy, or you're Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, I think technical wrestling can get over the way they were doing it. I think it was just a matter of. I think Josh Woods as a babyface just wasn't getting over with the crowd.
And
The
also, I
crowd
think
was not into him.
yeah, the crowd was not into him at all. They had more of a reaction to everything Brian Johnson did, even though he was heel. So I got here. Let me read the note. Oh yeah, they have a fucking fat ref. I forget his name. What is his name? Fuck.
Todd Sinclair, ROH
Todd
senior referee.
Sinclair, and he refs the whole show. And Todd
Yeah, I think
Sinclair's out of a
Rashidi did
job
rep the whole
now.
show.
So Brian Johnson
By the
does
way, this match
lariat.
sucks, by the way.
Yeah,
It's not good.
Brian, like, all the notes here I have are just Brian Johnson doing shit. He did an apron hung cutter. He did a deadlift German. Uh, Fucking, he hit the axe hold, the Curtis Axel finisher.
Yep.
He takes brass knuckles out and punches him with it, and Josh Woods kicks out, which is fucked.
That genuinely,
Yeah,
that was
that
what
was a
really,
finish.
that's what
That
made
should
me
have been a
hate this
finish.
match.
That should have probably been the finish. I mean, I probably should have brought this up before actually talking about the match. But in pure rules, there's like a set certain rules that have to be followed. So a lot of the things that these guys did, that Brian did in particular, was behind the referee's back and things like that. And like, I gotta give Brian Johnson credit because like I watched the highlights back of Final Battle before doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But he tried his damnedest to get the crowd into this match. He tried his hardest.
And I respect him for it. I respect him because he kind of did, but then Josh Woods ruined everything that he tried to accomplish by doing shit in the match.
Well, I think the issue was that I think Brian, unfortunately, as the heel, was more over than Woods as the babyface. So now it's either, okay, do you adapt to the crowd and turn mid-match and just work it? Or do you play the long game and hope that they get into it?
Brian Johnson has to come out later in the show, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yes. That was actually a crucial segment of the show.
Yeah, that's crucial. So, the finish here, Brian Johnson, he's like trying to do a move off the top rope, I think like a Frankensteiner or something. Josh Woods gets him down on the second turnbuckle as well, and then dangles him. Does the Braun Strowman submission and knocks him out. and Brian Johnson grabs the ropes, but he's out of rope breaks. He used all three at the beginning of the match. So
Yeah, so
unfortunately, Josh Woods is the final pure wrestling champion of all time.
so in ROH pure matches, you have 3 rope breaks. As Jumbo mentioned it
And
early
yeah,
in the match, they told the story about how clearly Brian was outmatched, technically. So he used all of his rope breaks, and because of that, it faltered him at the end. But I'd tell you what, that finish probably partially killed the crowd a
I
little bit,
think it
because that
did.
finish was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, that was out of
I
nowhere.
hated it.
Then Jimmy
Like
Jacobs comes out and Goosh got mad and started crying because
he didn't yell.
Jimmy Jacobs
He,
ruined his entire wrestling career, and that's why he's stuck
That
at
is
home
a
now.
shoot, honestly.
That
that's a
isn't
shoot.
like you think I'm joking, but that's for shoot. Like he hasn't wrestled since.
Yeah, Goosh was
He hasn't. He
Goosh was
hasn't
gonna be
been to the
on
gym.
fucking, what is it? I don't know if it was gonna be televised or like taped for YouTube or something, but Goosh was gonna be
He was gonna be on like IWTV.
yeah, and then Jimmy Jacobs took his spot and he has hated him
Because they
Yeah.
gave
since.
him an extra. What was it? An extra 5 minutes for
Something
a
like that.
35-minute match.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That would
Yeah,
sound
they gave
about
him.
right.
He was gonna. He hasn't been to the gym. He hasn't wrestled since
Yeah,
that time.
he went back to work at his fucking pizza job and then he eventually quit. Like Gooch's life has been on a downward. Actually, it's been
He.
on an uptick in the last month, but like from
Yeah,
that
he's
Jimmy
been making a
Jacobs,
lot of fucking
Yeah,
money, really.
yeah, but from that Jimmy
So
Jacobs spot
then,
for and then for like the
yeah,
next months, it was terrible for Gooch. I feel bad for him.
Shane
yeah.
Taylor versus Kenny King. Now the story behind this is that Shane Taylor
Fight without
Promotions.
honor.
Yeah, Fight Without Honor. Shane Taylor Promotions is a group that Shane Taylor started with a bunch of black wrestlers, Black Excellence.
Mm.
They're pushing it. They went from heel, now they're face, because they helped Trisha Dora. Trisha Dora, obviously, fucking, she's the pretty over right now in the indie scene because she's
Yeah.
Pan African. That's her gimmick. So Kenny King joined Shane Taylor Promotions because he also likes Black Excellence. And then these guys were instigating because their chemistry between each other kind of broke and they couldn't win matches together. And then Kenny King got frustrated and purposely hit an unprotected chair shot to this guy's head and betrayed him. And then Shane Taylor said that this guy, Kenny King was fake. He's not the same. He's just he's slimy now. He's not like how he used to be. And then Kenny King took that by offense and said, "Okay, I'll be the man now who I used to be, which is a hood rat and a ghetto ass dude." And he takes off the suit and he comes out with the Rock. Like they show footage of him back in like '07 ROH and shit.
04 to
Like
around like
yeah,
07,
where he's like
08.
looking ghetto as fuck, basketball shorts and everything.
Yeah,
So
before we get into the match too,
yeah,
there's a lot of even like that's a lot of history, but they were also in a group with one of the commentators when he was an active wrestler, Chris Coleman. They were the foundation. I think the Revolution or
the
I can't
Revolution.
remember their name off the top of my head, but yeah, they were a team. So there was also that history as well. So there was a lot of history in this matchup.
Yes, yeah.
But
So Kenny King gets the fucking Rock intro. They do a pan over the fucking city slowly for like 2 minutes, and then his theme plays.
Is cooking.
He comes out red silk do-rag and black Air Forces.
Commentary hypes it up like 3 times during the match, saying like, "Oh, he's coming out with his Black Air Force energy." It's like, yeah, okay,
this might have been more hyped up than the main event.
yeah.
Probably, actually.
Honestly,
And then,
it was. I think it was fucking well deserved. Honestly, I like this match more than the main.
Yeah,
yeah, it was
this
probably one of
this
the
was
hottest
match
matches
of
of
the
the
night.
night.
Yeah.
It was. Uh, Shane makes his entrance. He's got the looking like Stone Cold snapback with leather vest. Shane Taylor, by the way, overlooked. This guy fucking rules so much. So does
One of
Kenny
the
King.
best big men in
If
the
any of
industry.
these guys end up in AEW or not AEW, but WWE, I'm going to cry. Someone's got to get
I
stabbed.
I don't want to bring the energy down, but like I can tell which one of these people on Cage Match watch the Fed religiously because there's people saying, "Oh, these guys they have zero charisma." It's like, yeah, okay, you definitely
Uh,
watch like Main Event or something.
uh, if you if you
He's
read it on Cage Match, don't
205
take
live
everything to
heavy.
heart.
Yeah,
But no, I'll be honest with you. Like when Kenny King made his entrance, no offense to anybody else who came out before him for the show, but he was the first guy to come out and actually look like a star.
Yeah, true.
Like, and so did Shane Taylor too. And when Shane came out, he looked like a star as well. Like, you
Yeah,
could
these
tell this
guys
match
look
was a
like
big deal.
these guys would be like too bad if they went to AEW, they'd just be on dark the whole time because AEW needs to get organized. But that's a story for another day. So the match starts. Kenny King he's got a bottle of water. He took a bottle of water to him into the ring when he's making his entrance. Takes like the last like he puts a bunch in his mouth, like keeps in his mouth, and then spits it all over Shane Taylor's face,
Yep.
blinding him. And then he starts like getting the jump on him. They go outside the ring, and then Shane Taylor just slings this fucking guy around into the barricade so much. And
Really, the
then
story of this match was two guys beating the absolute R out of each other
mm.
and
yeah,
seeing which one was standing up at the end.
This is my favorite kind of match. Just no fucking lockups. Just beat the shit out of each other, plain and simple.
yeah. So
It was a fight. That
Yeah,
so
what they build it, it's what it
yeah.
was.
Shane Taylor gets two tables, sets it up, in a conveniently placed spot by the apron
Very
where the
convenient.
turnbuckle is. Tries to do a superplex off the top to the outside through the tables. Kenny reverses it, and he hits a blockbuster through the tables, takes the do-rag off. He's different.
I don't even think he took it off. I think it fell off at one point, right?
Yeah, it fell off. Yeah,
I think it fell off, yeah. So
it
like
was
it was
it was a
gross looking too.
nice.
Like it looked, like you could like it exploded. You could hear their backs like hit the fucking floor when they go through the table.
Yeah.
That was the
And
So
benefit of not having a lot of people in the building is that you could actually
yeah, hear the
hear the
impact of any
pumps.
like when with the spot, the danger, like that fucking spot that they do later. You could hear every part when they hit the floor, the
Oh
ladder.
no, yeah,
so
we'll
Like
get
like
it
into
made
that.
the loudest clank sound ever. It sounded like "Here Comes the Pain."
so like Kenny King, he finally gets his bear. He starts crawling away. He grabs a kendo stick, but clearly this is supposed to be the one that Shane grabs. So he just throws it away like, oh, I don't want that. And he keeps crawling and picks up the other kendo on the other side of the ring.
Hey, wait a
They
minute.
do a
What do you
sword
mean? He
fight.
just
They do like a
no. What do you
lightsaber
mean? He
fight.
just didn't like the look of that stick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't like the look of it.
they do a lightsaber sword fight in the ring, and Shane Taylor he's handicapped because he's bigger and he's slower. So Kenny King whoops his ass with the runs circles around him, whoops his ass with the kendo stick, then gets reversed. Then I think at this point, like he took his little button up that he had on,
yeah.
and like we said that
Oh
like
yeah,
everyone watching said he looked like Black Sandman at this point.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's true.
What were some of the ones that Goose named?
A
Born.
Oh
fucking
yeah, I said dirt man. Goose said mud
dirt
man.
man, mud man. Fucking instead of Enter the Sandman, it's just Return of the Mac, and that's his theme.
Yeah.
So, they're fighting, and
One of
oh
my
yeah,
notes.
unprotected trash can to the face,
Yeah, I
to
think
Shane Taylor's
that's
face.
Unprotected.
Something NXT cannot figure out how to do.
yeah. We
And it
we
wasn't even that bad. They're acting like this is fucking 1998 and they're doing unprotected chair shots.
yeah. I'm glad
It's
you
a
brought
fucking
that up because
trash
I put
can.
down take note Fed, but I couldn't remember what that meant.
It's
Yeah,
also too
so
like
Kenny
it
King
also
gets like
too
a
depends on
trash
how
can
hard
from under the
people
ring.
swing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Kenny King
shoot.
got a trash can from under the ring, hits it like unprotected on Shane Taylor's head, and then like he tries to like do like a suplex onto the trash can,
Yep.
and Shane reverses it and hits a nasty looking Uranagi onto the trash can.
Yeah, that thing got
Yeah.
destroyed.
The one thing I liked about that spot too is that when they put the trash can down, I kind of almost thought okay, well, they're setting up for something later. I didn't think they were going to do it immediately, and when they did it immediately, that was a good thing, because
Yeah, honestly, I felt like it was gonna be immediate, but that's just me.
that was a common
Yeah.
theme with this match. A lot of
They go
matches
outside
I
again.
see.
They go outside
Yeah.
again. This is like a little thing that I like, a little nitpick that I like. Kenny does not, like, veteran of the business, by the way. This fucking guy, Kenny King, does not set himself up on the table. He just leans on it, stunned, waits for Shane Taylor to beat his ass onto the table.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Shane hits the one-hitter quitter,
Yeah, he hits
which
the punch.
lays.
Yeah, he lays his ass out
Yeah,
with
like
the
I'm trying
punch.
to remember which show we watched recently on the Fed, but like someone was NXT War Games.
War
Someone
Games?
very
NXT
clearly,
War Games,
yeah,
yes.
like someone barely put them on the table, so they very clearly like in the middle of the camera they slide themselves onto it. But right here, he fucking hits them, pulls his other leg onto it. He's clearly is set up on the table by his opponent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's little
Shane goes
things.
on the apron and flops all his fucking weight on, like, with a splash onto Kenny King's face through a table.
Yeah,
Didn't try and do a flip. Didn't try and do something that he didn't have to do. He's just, I'm a big guy. Now I am going to damn near break your ribs.
I'm a big guy, and
and now you
there's
die.
big guys that do flips, but I'm just gonna do stuff that I could do. I'm not gonna be flamboyant.
Yeah.
And I also wrote, random ROH show sees more tables than TLC combined.
Yeah, because I remember bringing it up. I said
Yeah.
they use more tables here than WWE will use in the entirety of a TLC pay per view.
They use more weapons that they would use in a fucking Extreme Rules match.
Yeah,
In
One
Extreme
thing I
Rules in WWE
really.
nowadays, they use one chair, one kendo stick, and that's it.
Jordan genuinely.
One,
The last time when we watched
oh,
Extreme Rules,
yeah.
Jordan literally predicted hours ahead the exact 4 weapons they would use. It was insane. They just run the same
Think,
exact match every time.
for all you folks at home or wherever you're listening to this, think about it this way. Roman and Balor was like, I think, 20 minutes to half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a long match. We're about 5 minutes in, and we already knew what weapons and spots were going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So they get back in the ring and they're doing, like, they're trading strikes, and then Kenny King does the handspring kick, which is dope. God,
Yep.
Kenny King fucking rules. He deadlifts like Shane Taylor up. Shane Taylor's a big ass guy, by the way. Runs all the way into the corner, Death Valley Driver through a fucking table in the corner.
It was insane. I was like, how the fuck did he lift this dude?
And then he gets a big ass ladder from under the ring.
Yeah.
Why does
Biggest
This was
whole ring.
easily
every
a
indie show
15
have
footer.
this massive ladder? It was fucking GCW had it, now they have it.
Okay, I hate to burst. I'm gonna burst somebody's bubble that's listening to this.
Yeah.
But the Fed. Okay, these are shoot ladders.
Yes.
What ROH are you using?
These are like
These are
ladders
shoot
that you would
that
use to
buy,
paint your house.
Yeah, that you buy at
Home
frickin'
Depot.
what do you use?
Fucking Lowe's.
Yeah, Home Depot or whatever. The Fed uses something different, which
They use
I won't
wooden
reveal
ladders
all
that
their
they make
secrets. Yeah,
themselves. These are ladders that you could buy at a fucking hardware store to, like, fucking do, like,
Yeah, these
yeah,
are
these don't
specifically
give,
designed
and
not
these
to
are
break.
tall as hell.
these are designed not to break and designed to, like, go up to, like, 2-story houses, 3-story
Yeah.
houses.
Exactly.
So
Not to do what these two did later.
that, like, he kind of struggles because it's so big, because it stretches, like, from the ring to the apron, and he didn't pull the
He
whole
heavy
thing
as
out.
shit.
So they take 5 minutes to, like, put in the ring. And then he gets in the ring, and Shane does those stiff ass strikes, like multiple punches, knee to the face, and then hits the greetings from Asbury Park. But I think he has his own variation of what it's called.
Yeah, the
Greetings.
welcome to the land.
Yeah, welcome to the land. Kenny King kicks out. Kenny King is down, and Shane is Taylor's setting up the rest of the spot, and he wedges a ladder in between two ladders. And Kenny King is just, like, patiently waiting for him to finish so he can hit him with the kendo stick.
I like
And
that
then
he
when he's
acknowledged
done-
it.
Yeah, like, he acknowledged it, like, he's making fun of him in front of the crowd and working the crowd and making fun of him, calling him fat and stuff. And then he finished.
To all of you wrestlers who stand around and wait for spots or wait for a spot to be set up, there is no excuses anymore.
Yeah.
And then he hits
Do
him,
what
and then
Kenny
he
did.
sets him up on the wedge ladder, and he climbs up to the tippy top of the big ass Home Depot ladder and
Well,
jumps
not the
off and hits
tippy
a
top. He
splash.
gets close. He's like 3
He's
rungs below.
close.
I
Oh
was
no,
scared.
yeah, he's not at the
I'm
tippy top.
I'm
He's like
glad he
close.
didn't
He's
go to
like
the
on the.
very top because like one, he
He's
might have
on
hit the
like
fucking rafters, and two,
He
yeah,
should have.
he might have broken something.
He
yeah.
should
He
have. Top
doesn't
of the
get all of the
top.
splash because he's on like the second highest peg up,
No, I think it
and
was
he
like the
hits the
third.
splash. I'm pretty sure it was the second. I remember he was at
It
the
was
he was at the
either
third.
second or third highest
You know, yeah, I might be
run.
including the very top in my mind. Yeah, I might be counting that as one of the fucking 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
you're right.
goes
Yeah.
to the second, jumps off,
Maybe.
hits the splash. Doesn't get the cover though because he's too hurt. He hurts himself doing it.
By the way, this ladder barely fucking budges. It gets like a small dent, but like
Oh, it was
it
It
ugly.
danced inward. It was ugly, very
it's
ugly.
god damn, dude.
Like, there's nasty bumps, and then there's this.
Yeah, like watch a Fed match where the ladder just snaps in half like it's
Like
nothing,
a fucking toothpick. It
and
was
then
like
Like
watch
a
someone
fucking.
use a real ladder.
It's like
Yeah, and
fucking WWE ladders bend like paper plates. This shit does not. It does. It bends
this is a
inward
shoot
like a
plate.
little bit, which
Yeah.
looks gross. So okay, Shane, he gets up, beats Kenny's ass a little bit more, and then here's the spot where I've been waiting to talk about. He does
Oh,
the
jeez.
2K20 gimmick and wedges a ladder from the apron to the barricade.
Yeah.
It barely reaches, by the way.
It
Barely reaches.
barely
They
reaches.
had to get people out
It
to
has
hold the
like an
ladder.
inch. There's an inch on the
They
barricade
had
and
to
an inch
get-
on the apron.
They had to
so
get people out here to hold the ladder down.
the ring boys to come, like,
The young boys.
pretty much put themselves on camera and hold this ladder, and so Shane and Kenny are in position, and yeah, Jumbo, take it away.
So, Kenny's beating his ass, and you think Kenny's gonna do a crazy ass move on the ladder? Shane Taylor reverses out of
Actually,
nowhere.
wait, hold on. By the way, Shane takes one punch. Like Kenny throws on the very first punch, Shane
He
almost
almost
falls
slipped.
off, bro. I was so
They
scared.
both almost did.
Yeah, like Shane, like, and then out of nowhere, Shane hits a
Kenny
nasty
almost fell on the
fucking.
follow through.
Yeah, Shane hits a nasty fucking headbutt. Can I just say Shane's fucking strikes in this match were crazy. This headbutt was awesome.
Mm.
Better than anyone in the WWE.
Better
This
than,
headbutt.
better than
Better
you.
than you. So he does gut kick and then sets up for a package pile driver through the fucking ladder wedged. But guess what? The fucking young boys holding the ladder fucking get scared and run away and let the ladder go. So when he drops down to complete the move, they fucking go like the ladder, like kind of like they skim it. They still hit it. Like Kenny King still hits his head on it, and then but they just hit the floor.
Yeah.
Like they just hit the floor pretty much. They go through the ladder onto the floor
It was so scary, man.
because
Like,
they for some reason thought it was a good idea to just let the ladder go.
I mean, to
God,
be fair, they were probably scared that fucking Shane was gonna like sit on their fucking hand or something. You know, I'd be scared too.
Yeah, they like ran, like you could see in the background, like in the replay, they ran away. So the thud sound that this makes is fucking disgusting. And I don't know how
Right.
Kenny King still wrestled for the rest of the match.
How Kenny King did not break his neck on that spot, I have no
This
idea.
dude must be a veteran of learning how to tuck his neck really good.
Well, Kenny, I could tell, had his neck tucked in as much as he physically could before this spot, and the Fed will sometimes like we go back to the Fed a lot, but this match kind of showcases what the Fed don't do in matches.
Yeah, a
like
fucking wrestling company on its last leg showcase and show up the Fed. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But in the Fed, when there's a dangerous spot, or what could be considered as a dangerous spot, you can tell by either how the guys are doing it, how they adapt the spot, or how slow they take the spot, how safe it actually is. Whereas this one, they just said, fuck it, and did it. And just whatever happens,
Yeah, for
happens.
dangerous spots, I feel like WWE, they're like, oh, are they going to do it? And they just don't.
Yeah,
And they're
whereas
like,
this one,
oh my God, thank God they did do it.
this
As
was
they
a
were just saying
match that was
commentary.
loaded with high spots. It was just high spot.
Yeah,
But that's what it needed to be.
Yeah, Shane rolls Kenny in the ring. Kenny kicks out at 2, surprisingly. Crowd is popped, and they're surprised. And this is like the one time the crowd is like popped for real.
Yeah.
Kenny is on his knees, and he throws up the middle fingers, and Shane grabs a chair, and Kenny's like, "Do," I think he says, "Do it, bitch," and then
Yeah, or
he,
do it, cat.
yeah, do it, bitch, and then he hits Kenny in the head with a chair, which is symbolic of when Kenny first turned on Shane.
Found him.
Yep. And he hits him in the head with a chair, and then package pile driver on the chair, and pin 1, 2, 3. Shane wins, and then all the black wrestlers, like Shane Taylor Promotions, all the
Every
black
black
wrestlers
wrestler in the world comes
backstage.
down to the ring. They're celebrating Kumbaya.
Yeah, they do the code of
Yeah.
honor. They do the code of honor, hug it out, squash the beef. And then right before they go away, Black Lives Matter, Black Power Fist, Pan Africanism, free at last, fucking, you know, the
Free
gimmick.
Hoover.
What I really
Free
liked
Hoover.
about this match, and when you go
Black
in the indies, exactly that, and also too that when you go in the indie scene, even the Fed is guilty of this too, and so is AEW. Everyone's guilty of this. When you work a stipulation match, generally, when you set up tables and that, they're usually there for at least about 5 minutes before they actually get used. Whereas these guys just went, what's the point in making them wait when
And just do it now.
logically you just do it?
Yeah.
Like if the intention is to put him
I
through
think
the
they use
table, why
all
would you
3
wait?
of the tables in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought was a nice touch. Even the package pile driver, that they could have taken as much time as they wanted to, and I wouldn't have had a go at them for it.
And I like how
Make
people
sure they
figured
did it
out,
right,
like,
but they just went, screw it. We've got the
people
crowd,
have
we need to
figured
do
out
it now.
finally, like, would tables, like, in wrestling hurt that much? Like, you wouldn't be selling for, like, 30 minutes if you just, like, took a table bump from the apron, like, through a table. Like, come on. Like, they don't dwindle on it so much. Not like WWE.
Yeah, if this was a Fed
Well,
match, it would have went 30 at least, at the very
because they'd
least.
just be selling because they took a minor table bump.
It's like, why should a match like this, when you're beating the tar out of each other with multiple weapons and things like that, why should this go longer than a normal match, logically?
Shit, if this was the Fed, they'd be selling more for the table than a fucking ladder spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tables are the most protected weapon there.
But this was a really good match. Match of the night.
Match of the night, 100%. CM Punk shows up, reflects on his time in ROH.
He got his thank you for ROH done quicker than his UFC career. It was
What are
phenomenal.
you talking about? He had like the longest time out of all the people on fucking that did via satellite.
Yeah, and it still wasn't that long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, actually, Jimmy Jacobs was the longest, if I remember. He told a whole ass story.
Oh yeah.
He did. He told a story about him and a couple of the other guys crashing in one hotel room. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Roxy versus Willow Knight.
Yeah, you can
Willow
talk about these next
Nightingale.
3 matches. I did not care about these ones.
These matches
was easily,
were.
I
This
stopped
next
watching.
match was disappointing.
this was easily the weakest match of the night.
Nah, it's not
Easily.
as weak as the Brian Johnson match. This match was disappointing, but it was good, and the fans thought it was disappointing as well. And the commentary was on fuck shit the whole time.
I would say this one was weaker just because you can tell that a lot of the crowd weren't invested in either of them.
Oh, you think the crowd wasn't invested? Wait till we get to later.
Yeah, wait until
No,
the
the
main
crowd
event.
was invested. They were invested.
They got invested into Willow towards the middle
they
of the
were only
match.
there. They were only there to see Willow Nightingale win. That's about it. That's like they don't
Well,
give. They did not give a fuck about Roxy. They just wanted Willow Nightingale to win and go on to the next match. So
this should have
Willow,
been
this should have been a
5
good
minutes
match.
shorter.
Yeah,
This should have been like 5 minutes shorter.
they could have gone faster. They could have done more crazy shit. But
Well, the thing is
I
that when you
digress.
follow a match like Taylor and King, the best thing to do is not to slow down straight away.
Exactly,
Start hot,
and
let the crowd come up, and then slow it down, and then come back up again.
exactly, slow down and then come back up halfway through. So the whole gimmick is that Willow Nightingale has fucking Roxy's moveset downloaded pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
completely scouted.
she's got her download scouted. Roxy does like a cartwheel during her comeback, and Willow pulls her hand out from under her, and she laughs at her because she's like, "I know all your moves." She like
I thought it was
reverses
a
every.
nice touch, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty
Knowing,
cool.
like, having Willow, because obviously, like, you see in championship matches and in all feds, no matter how small or large, that usually the match starts at a stalemate, then there's someone that gets control, then the comeback, then the finish. Where this one
Yeah,
kind of abandoned that formula a little bit, where it was the challenger actually studied.
exactly. Willow actually is a great worker for real on the
Yeah,
indie.
it kind of impressed me in this match, but I would need to see more from her.
Roxy is just fucking boring. I don't like her. So,
Roxy's got some work to do.
yeah.
A
So they
lot.
put on a clinic. Willow is like reversing all of Roxy's moves, but Roxy still gets some shit in, but still Willow's just like reversing everything she does. She does a stalling Olympic slam, and the commentary says some fuck shit about it.
Commentary. Look, if if I was running a promotion, and I think Bolin, you and Jumbo would agree with me
Brian
on
Zane
this.
was the only one on commentary that was actually
Brian
doing a
Zane
good
was the
job.
only one on commentary trying to be serious
Yeah.
and actually call a match, because I think he realizes. I think he might have been the only one who realized this on commentary throughout the whole night. He's actually getting paid for this.
And there is no next week. There is no
And
next
there's no
week.
next week. So you gotta hype it up as much as you can. Because if it
But
ain't gonna
guess
be
what?
next week, you might be able to get the crowd to actually watch them in different organizations. And get the crowd to
Exactly.
follow them.
But they can't do that. So Roxy hits one of her finisher moves called the Rock Lock, which is the crossface.
She
And the
barely
match,
had that crossface in, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
It
the
did
match
not
gets
look good.
slow and then it gets fast again immediately. Willow does the pounce. Willow does a reverse code red. Or no, Willow reverses the code red, which is
Yeah,
Roxy's finisher. It's called the code C or the code rock.
Code
Uh,
Rock.
yeah, the code rock, and she reverses it into a crunchy, and it looked stiff because she
It
smashed
was a
her head
nice
between
looking
her
one, yeah.
thighs. Yeah, smashed her head right between her thighs. It was crazy.
I
Roxy
must
kicks
say
out.
though,
What?
somebody we've said this about a Canadian destroyer on the podcast before. Somebody give Amazing Red like 10 cents every time they do a code red nowadays.
Yeah, code red is
Holy
like
shit.
fucking. It's like fucking quick grapple left for every wrestler now.
Yeah.
So Roxy, I don't know what move this was, but Roxy drops Willow. Oh, this is the power bomb spot where she was trying to. You
Oh
remember?
god.
Drops Willow like a sack of hot rocks. Barely breaks her leg, just barely.
This yeah, I said this when we were watching, but when your opponent is like twice your size, don't try shit like that.
She pulled it
Don't
off. She
do
did
it.
a sit out power bomb, pulled it off, but barely.
No, I promise you, I'm gonna be
She
doing power
I
bombs whenever I wrestle.
wasn't a sit out. It was more of a nearly leg break out power bomb. It was. I'm shocked she didn't break her leg. The angle she fell was nasty, but
Her leg, bro, Willow almost fell right all over her leg. Almost. It was close, but not
I don't
all the
know
way.
why they did. They didn't have to do that spot either. They could have just done a regular.
So, yep, Vader
flip.
Salt by Willow. She does the moonsault, Vader Salt.
Yeah,
Then
Vader
Roxy.
style too.
Yeah, Vader Salt. Roxy says, "I'ma simply hit the code red, code rock." Crowd is pissed the fuck off that Roxy won. They are angry. They
Out of all
come
results
alive
on this
just to
show
boo
for the
her
crowd to
ass.
get heated over, it was this one. This
The
one.
crowd is fucking pissed off. They are not happy at all. They do the code of honor. Willow leaves. As soon as Donna Purrazzo comes out, TNA Impact Women's Champion Donna Purrazzo shows up, challenges Roxy, and a winner takes all match.
Yeah, so Donna Purrazzo she said she's going to be the future Impact Knockouts champion. She says she'll win that for a third time against Mickie James.
Yeah, hardcore
she's
country.
the current AAA Reinas de Reyes champion, which is their women's championship over in AAA. So, yeah, Deanna said that once her match with Mickie is done, winner takes all. Because she said that she was destined to hold the ROH women's title, even though she left.
Hard cut to Adam Cole in front of a Rampage sign talking about ROH.
Yes.
If you want to see more, if you want to see more of the good
ROH
matches,
wrestlers,
yeah.
If you want to see Kenny King and Shane Taylor again, tune into Rampage.
Yeah, I got a feeling TK might have strategically placed this one.
Well, he did help out with this pay-per-view, so...
He did. AEW did not have to... We'll get into that more in the main event.
If you like this show, please come watch me at Rampage.
Like they did.
So next match is the 8-man tag, Rocky Romero, Brody King, Tony Deppen, and Homicide versus EC3, Eli Isom, Taylor Rust, and Hot Sauce, Tracy Williams.
Homicide was the only guy I cared about in this whole match.
I cared about only Homicide.
Brody King too, but
Brody
Violence
King.
Unlimited, the 3 Violence Unlimited members, I thought it was good that they were at least on the card.
I cared about everyone but Taylor Rust and Tracy Williams and Tony Deppen.
Yeah.
So pretty much Rocky Romero, Brody King, Homicide, EC3, Eli Isom is all I cared about.
Hold on. Not interrupt the pod or anything. Why the fuck is James so cheeked up? What the hell is this?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Hold on. I gotta post some pictures in BC. Hold on. I'm not gonna put on the pod, but like, holy shit.
You're gonna cut this out, right?
No, this stayed in.
What?
This will stay in.
Look at this. I don't know if this is photoshopped or what, but like.
I mean,
I think this is
I'm pretty
real,
sure,
bro.
I'm pretty sure they do know that at some point we're probably going to talk about DPW anyway.
No fucking way, dude. Jesus,
this guy does look like Okada. The fuck, bro? This guy's different.
He is different.
He's built different. Just plain and simple.
That he is. He's built.
God. Okay.
Okay.
Damn,
yeah.
Jesus.
I just needed to fucking point that out. Okay.
Well, DPW Fire review coming out soon.
Yeah, we'll review DPW.
Rocky
we will
Romero,
review that.
He's doing Rocky Romero things. He's got the eye patch, does Eddie Guerrero dance. Taylor Rust and Tony Deppen do cool pin shit. Crowd pops, and everyone watching it kind of pops too because it's pretty dope.
Taylor Rust really impressed me in this match. I need to see more of him.
Originally, he was a part of Diamond Mine in NXT, but he got fired by WWE.
Yeah. Wonder why they'd get rid of that guy.
I wonder why. Homicide, I wrote, is dope because he's in Michael Myers gear tonight. He brought it back.
You damn right. 5150, Notorious 187.
Yes. And let's see. Brody King does a senton onto Eli's head. EC3 beats the shit out of Tony Deppen. Homicide stabs. He's still cool, actually. The stabbing part doesn't come yet. They do a barrage of outside dives. Homicide, or not homicide. Rocky Romero gets power bombed onto chairs by Taylor Rust.
Yeah,
Homicide
why were the
stabs
chairs set
EC3.
up?
I don't know
Who
why they
set
had him
those
set
chairs
up.
up?
I don't know. Rocky
That
Romero
would have
just
been nice to have on
gets
camera.
taken out. Yeah. But Homicide stabs EC3 with a fork and fish hooks him with fork.
Yes. EC3 also said, I think he said, stick it in me, is what I wrote in my notes. That he was
Yeah.
screaming,
He did.
stick it in me, which
Stick it in me.
I'm sure Homicide has heard that plenty of times in his life, but not with that context.
Yeah, that's for true.
Yes. So since Sammy, since El Generico couldn't be on the show because, spoiler alert, El Generico is Sami Zayn, and he works for.
Yeah. Seeming so that half of the ROH roster from 2012 could not be on this show.
Because they work for WWE. Samoa Joe
Or
cannot.
AEW.
They
Nigel
couldn't even
McGuinness
make it.
could
They
not.
couldn't even be like, "Hey, love ROH." Now the Fed said, "No, you can't do that. You're getting fired if you do it."
No.
Like Jordan said,
Fuck
WWE said that, fuck you, you suck, fuck you,
There
fuck
was
you,
there
fuck
was
you.
messages on social media from like WWE guys who were in ROH, but not like the videos that we saw from
Yeah,
the
they
AEW
couldn't
guys.
do a video that they record on their phone, like Samoa Joe. But anyways, since Sami Zayn could not show up and say any words about ROH, Eli Isom pops the boys and does Sami Zayn's moves. He does a haluva kick and the brainbuster on turnbuckle.
I was really impressed with
Yeah, that was
Eli
pretty
Isom in
cool.
this contest too. That he had a good showing
He did,
in this match.
and then he immediately
was-
takes a cop killer.
Yeah, I've got a fucking objection with this. You
What?
fucking tell him what happened, Jumbo, and then I'll fucking get in my little objection.
What do you mean? What part are you
Homicide
talking
hits the
about?
cop killer, and then Eli Isom, out of all people,
Oh, he
kicks
kicks
out
out, and Homicide does the
of
Christian
the fucking
spot, and
cop
he's
killer.
pissed. And he's pissed at Todd Sinclair, and he
Homicide-
fucking
We live in an era where a match can't end without at least 10 finishers. I think this is fine.
Like,
it
yeah,
should
but
have been the finish.
this, I don't know. When Homicide hits the cop killer, to me, that's always it. Like, that is the end.
No,
It
we
like
live in
said like
terrible
fucking
times.
Homicide
Like,
is
this
pissed off at
motherfucker got
Todd
shit
Sinclair.
canned on his head, and like, there's a difference between the vertebraker, the cop
And the
caller,
cop killer.
and the cop killer. When Homicide does it, it is the cop killer.
Like, at least Eli Isom does him a favor and sells it through the rest of the match because he's just
Yeah,
fucked for
really
the
good
rest of the
job by
match.
Eli, though.
He's like fucking groggy. He's just like he's fucked for the
He's
rest of the
more
match.
than groggy. He is dead.
He's dead.
He's out.
for the rest of the match.
And somehow, like, he used his last bit of energy to kick out, which I thought was nice. It was a nice touch.
Homicide says, I'm fucking done. Tags in Brody King. Brody King kills Eli and wins.
Yeah, Brody King puts Eli out of his
He
misery
said, I'm too old for this
with a
shit.
Gonzo bomb.
Gonzo
Which, I
bomb.
mean-
And then EC3 comes out and he's got a mic. He's got something to say. Eli
He doesn't
comes
come
from
out.
the
He
ring.
actually just gets back in the ring because he
gets it back in the ring. Comes out. He's got something to say.
he got it stuck in him by Homicide, and then he got back in the ring.
Because he tried to break up the pin, but I think Rocky Romero stopped him.
Used
he,
the
like,
term
held him.
tried very loosely.
Yeah.
Very,
So-
very fucking loosely. I would use tried, but
EC3
yes.
cuts a promo about unionization. Locker room leaders don't exist. This business is not the same as it used to be, and how
Yes.
we got to make this business less toxic than how it used to be back in the day. So we
What
got
a
to
propaganda.
take the New Kids by storm, make sure they're successful, and they don't have to go through the hardships that wrestlers had to go through back in the day. And then he says, change your initiative and be your own person. Brian Johnson comes out, and
Yeah, he called out
he's
Brian Johnson and Dak Draper,
yeah,
as well as Eli Isom, who was already in the ring.
Yes, And then the initiative, they show up. EC3 reveals Braun Strowman is a part of the initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, control your narrative. Yeah, the initiative. So I think one of the guys too was Wesley Blake, or formerly Wesley Blake. I don't know what
Yeah,
his
Wesley
new
Blake.
name is now, but it was him, some random tattooed, I
Freak.
don't know, Mark. He looked like a
Yeah.
freak. I don't know. He looks like he's in some like weird freaky
Can
shit.
we
I don't
talk
know.
about how like Braun Strowman was like shit talking people like on the
He got one of the
indies?
biggest pops in the night.
He's talking like he used to shit talk people on the indies, and then he
He
shows
did.
up on a business that is dying.
And now he is there, firmly there.
Exactly. And he beats up Brian Johnson and beats up Eli Isom for no reason, and they steal him. They go backstage and they steal Eli Isom, and we don't know what happens.
Yeah, so they beat up Johnson, Draper, and Isom, the three of them. Strowman with the Adam Shear or Braun Strowman. I'm just gonna call him.
I think they
Strowman.
called him
really
the
don't care.
Titan. I don't know what the fuck his name is now.
That's his indie
Yeah, I
name, I
think it's
think.
the
Yeah, it's the
Titan, yeah.
Titan. But he hits the running power slam, which yes somehow is still his finish on the indies. But I mean, more power to him. More power
He
to him.
should still be doing the Braun Second Street Cutter, but whatever.
But he hits the running power slam on Isom. In one yank, was able to get Isom from the middle of the ring all the way out to the almost out to the floor with one yank of the ankle. And yeah, they proceed to Strowman puts Isom over his shoulder, and Isom's dead, and carries Isom out, and also Brian Johnson and Dak Draper get held by the other two as well. They get carried out as
Yes.
well. So I guess if ROH comes back, this is going to be something that I guess they're going to
initiative.
follow up on, I guess. I don't know.
And
Seems a
then
little weird that they did an angle on what could be their last show, but
interlude. The Young Bucks
Young
reflect on their time in
Bucks.
ROH.
this
Young
was maybe
Bucks.
the most appropriate interlude of the night, especially when considering what the match that was after it.
Yeah, they're just sitting on a couch and talking about ROH. That's it.
Yeah,
See ya.
two sexy young bucks sitting on the couch, Matt and Nick Jackson on the couch.
And then the Briscoes come out. Briscoes versus the OGK.
Yes.
With Maria Kanellis at ringside with them.
Yes. I was
And
looking
the
respectfully.
Briscoes, they're all 18,000 of their kids are at ringside.
Yeah, the whole Briscoe
Watch
clan
this
was
match.
there. They're all there.
So
Papa
Mark
Briscoe, I
Briscoe,
saw him hanging around.
yeah, Mark Briscoe is doing redneck kung fu and stuff.
Yes.
And then Matt Taven is like he's there, they're whooping ass. Matt Taven does multiple outside dives to the Briscoes, and then Mike Bennett, he like holds them both up so they don't go anywhere for the last outside dive, but the Briscoes reverse, and then Matt Taven just outside dives right into Mike Bennett. Briscoes do an NFL tackle, and I don't know how, but Jay Briscoe just starts bleeding out of his eye.
Jay Briscoe has had a knack over the last couple of months of almost every match he's in. He somehow ends up either with someone else's blood on him or his own.
Sound like someone's always hitting him or scraping up all on him. I don't know what happened. But the OGK they do like the Young Bucks thing, the rope hung. So they have one person hold someone up as their, you know what I mean?
The
And they
draping.
the
Young Bucks
draping.
usually do a senton or a 450. Taven chose to take the even stiffer route, which was just to do a normal splash.
Onto the outside.
Looked completely nasty. And almost unnecessary, but I mean, it was still like a fun spot to see.
Matt Taven rolls one of the Briscoes in the ring, hits the Dirty Deeds version 1, not the DDT version, the headlock driver.
Yeah, he calls it the
Cover.
climax, I think.
Yeah, cover, kick out at 2. Briscoes start doing crazy dives. They do
Yes.
elbow drop, and then Maria Kanellis yanks. Very strong, by the way. Maria Kanellis
Oh
yanks
yeah.
fucking, what was it, Mark Briscoe, all the way like almost out of the whole fucking ring until the ref sees
Yeah.
her and she lets go.
Yeah, I
And
mean, look, I was
yeah,
looking respectfully at Maria Kanellis during
of
that
course, all of us were.
little spot.
She's
Yes,
a real
lovely
you know,
young lady.
lovely young woman.
Yes.
OGK does a doomsday device on the outside, and it's like a diving one over the top rope, and it was nasty. The fall was
Yeah. This match got quite not botchy, but the spots started getting
sloppy and put a stank on it.
nastier as we went along here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. After that, Briscoes like they do their moves: elbow drop,
Yeah,
super kick, code of honor, and Briscoes win.
Yeah, so Jay Briscoe towards the end of the match hits a J Driller, and
Oh yeah, Jay Driller.
again, shockingly, Matt Taven kicks out, which in ROH, I mean, not a lot of finishing moves in ROH have been protected over the years, but the J Driller has certainly been one of them that has been heavily protected. Probably maybe the best call commentary did all night was they said that it's probably in the single digits of the amount of people who have kicked out of a J Driller. So
Yeah.
it got Matt Taven over pretty strong towards the end by kicking out, but of course that was not enough. They hit a Doomsday device, and then I think they hit a second J Driller, then elbow drop, and that was it. And Taven didn't have any more to give. So
And the Briscoes are the very last ROH Tag Champions.
yeah, or are they? Because the Briscoes, of course, naturally grabbed the microphone with the whole Briscoe clan out there watching on. They're all cheering, and they're all so happy that their relatives have become 12-time tag team champions.
Lights go out, and
they say any tag team in the world. Yeah.
It's FTR, and they're
They said any tag team. Yeah, they said any tag team in the world who wants a piece of the Briscoe brothers can come and pretty much can come and get some. And lights go out, and as Jumbo had just mentioned so eloquently, FTR. We should maybe no, we can't do that. There was Bull knew where I was going with that for. We can't do that.
Yeah,
that'd be too much effort. Yeah,
that's not too much effort.
One
It's
too much effort, and there's a word called copyright. Yes.
Yeah. So
but no, FTR.
They
didn't hit the ring, but
the Briscoes in front of their kids.
It looked like there was a couple of potatoes in there. There was a couple of live rounds that were
thrown. They take the shirt off. They were feeling different. Fucking Dax Hardwood. No, it was Cash Wheeler,
yeah.
Cash Wheeler, yeah. Takes the shirt off. Dax Hardwood says, "Fuck you." And right in front of their kids, all 18,000 of their family.
Oh, yeah.
Members. And then they fight again, and they're like, okay, FTR versus Briscoes. That's going to happen for all you marks. Interlude.
I want this match in AEW.
Yeah, it probably will be happening in AEW. Interlude. Bryan Danielson is here.
No, he's not.
The American Dragon.
Live via satellite.
He's live via satellite.
Via Rampage, we have Bryan Danielson saying thank you to ROH.
Now, next match is Jonathan Gresham versus Jay Lethal, and at this point, for some reason, the fans are mysteriously gone.
The crowd goes home.
They were beating the traffic.
That's what was happening, honestly. They were trying to beat the traffic. They were trying to warm the crowd before they left.
Which was unfortunate for this match. It really was, because
too bad.
This was probably
I don't know what was happening.
Best match of the night.
I don't know why they left and came back at the very end, but I don't know what was happening at the arena. Like, if you're gonna leave, why did you like?
Maybe there was a sale on There was a sale that they didn't like tell people like on commentary, but someone came in the arena and was like, "Oh, there's a sale on some shirts out in the fucking lobby," and everyone just went and bought some or something.
Yeah,
Maybe,
this was
but
not like fucking Money in the Bank 2017, 2018, where people are just like shoot leaving 20 minutes before the pay per view ends.
full Backlash
This is just
2018.
like they like everyone's gone, and then everyone's just back again because like everyone's gone, and then you see everybody come back slowly. So I don't know what was happening and why they had to go and come back.
Yeah, so originally this match was supposed to be for the ROH World Championship. It was supposed to be Bandito defending against Jonathan Gresham. Bandito had worked Triple Mania in Mexico and came back to the United States, and somehow
COVID.
in between Triple Mania and Final Battle, he ended up with COVID. So due to the Rona, he couldn't compete. So AEW, I would say, graciously gave him Jay Lethal to replace Bandito in the main event, and this match would be for, as commentary put it, the original ROH World Championship, which they brought out the original belt, the original physical belt, and that's what these two fought for.
The owner kissed Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, they made out. There was tongue and everything.
Yeah,
Great.
Jonathan Gresham looks like a tiny black Johnny Hungry.
So Jay Lethal
Yes.
faces off against dark skinned Johnny Hungy. Great match here.
Yes, great match.
Yeah.
They clinic actually. Matter of fact, they put on a clinic. Too bad no one is here to see it.
Yeah. These two are really fluid with each other. They brought up during Jay Lethal's entrance that they had wrestled, I think, at least in seven different occasions. Also former ROH Tag Team Champions together. So there's a fair bit of history with these two, and they do know each other very well, which was shown
too
throughout
bad
this match.
people came back at the end of this match. Jay Lethal slaps the shit out of Jonathan Gresham. Then they put on another clinic. Reverse
him in the
Green Bay
back of the
plunge.
head.
Reverse Green Bay plunge into an elbow drop by Jay Lethal. All hail the king. And then Jonathan Gresham does a moonsault, chicken wing. Jay Lethal turns it into a cutter. Then they put on another clinic. And I wrote here, Johnny wins the title. And the entire roster comes out.
No.
like
Actually,
5
no.
minutes before it.
The roster actually came out before this, like halfway through the match
the
or
whole-
near
this
the end
is
of the
like
match.
the last, this
Yeah,
is like
the
the
whole
last
locker room came
comeback
out.
spot that they did. The last
Yeah,
clinic
during
that
the
they put
final
on.
exchange.
Near like the last 5 minutes of the match, the whole roster surrounds the ring. They're just slapping the mat every time
And
Johnny
they're clapping
Black Johnny
because they
Hungy
know
gets offense.
that the fans are not here.
Yeah.
They know the fans
We
are
thought
gone.
this was the crowd coming back, and then it was turning into a
Someone,
Beyond show.
I don't remember who said it, but someone said since they're not under contract, they're technically fans. So this is,
Yeah, technically
Yeah, they're all just
fans.
random people at this point. But
they're just fans.
Yeah, so fucking Jonathan Gresham does the octopus stretch, because he's the octopus gimmick, comes on the mask or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking he makes it so it's like they're on the ground and Jay Lethal taps out. This guy cannot get a dub ever since he's joined AEW.
Yeah, Jay Lethal taps out, and what was actually a nice match. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish they'd cut like 5 minutes from the women's match and maybe 5 minutes.
They should have cut 4
freaking
different matches from this entire card.
Pure
honestly.
Rules match.
Oh,
and
they should have done.
put-
They should cut Brian Johnson's match all
Honestly,
the way down. No
they should have
offense.
run 90 minutes at most. I want like, if this is gonna be your last pay per view, you should have run it like Rampage style. Just have all your best people do some quick matches and it's over.
Yeah, no, and a nice sight at the end with Kerry Silken, the founder of Ring of Honor, giving Jonathan Gresham the original ROH World Title. Now,
And then they cut to a shot of the ring, like they do like how would you say, hard cam?
yeah, they do like a hard cam wide shot
super
of
cinematic, and there's like lens flares, and then you see from the top of the thing all the fans starting to come back in their seats. All the fans flooding through the fucking doors and going back to their
jeez.
seats. And they fucking realize that. I don't think they realize that the match is done, and they missed They just missed the whole match. That went for, according. Hold on, let me look. It went
Yeah,
15
because
minutes
this
11
didn't feel
seconds.
long. How long did it go for?
15
15
minutes
or
11 seconds.
Oh. Honestly, thought they'd go
And
for longer than that.
yeah, I thought they'd go like 30 or some shit. But
Kind of a bit of a shame that they didn't, actually.
yeah,
A little bit.
crowd just missed it. Crowd fucking got there late, and
I
they're
think maybe
late
the
for the whole celebration.
crowd assumed.
The crowd is. I
Maybe
don't
the
know
fucking
if they
crowd
assumed
assumed
that it
this was
was
gonna go
over.
30 to 40 minutes.
They thought there was an intermission, I guess, before like the 45-minute match came on, but they were wrong. It was only 15 minutes, and by the time they came back, the match was over.
Mm. So yeah, at this point,
Oh, and they hit one more gimmick. They hit the Marvel Cinematic Universe, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy gimmick. Ring of
yes.
Honor shall return
Allegedly.
in April 2022.
Or at
And they
least
have
that's the
taunt, then
plan.
they have like they do some weird shit. I don't know. It's God, this pay-per-view, it was 50-50 for me.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to give, I guess like
Definitely not their best pay-per-view.
a letter grade for this show, it's probably like a C minus.
C minus,
Probably.
C
It's
plus, not a B, but not that
honestly,
bad.
if you want matches to seek out from this show, it'd be Shane Taylor and Kenny King, and probably Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham, and that's really about it. Maybe
Briscoes
Briscoes and
match.
OGK as well, but those are really the only matches you need to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's.
Those are the best
I mean,
matches on there. 8-man tag is meh.
yeah. So I
See it
guess.
if you like a quick 8-man tag, but that's about it.
Yeah, I guess the kind of theory going around since ROH made this announcement is the fact that maybe over the last couple of years, like WWE and AEW, when AEW started, were really heavy on getting ROH talent, and a lot of their main event talent was drained out
Mm-hmm.
to WWE and AEW. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you guys believe or think that's part of a downfall? I know a lot of people do. That it's part of the reason why ROH has ended up in this position, but I don't know. What do you guys think with that theory?
Oh wait, I zoned out. What do
It's
you
the
think?
pandemic. It was the. Oh, why do you think ROH is in the position it's in?
Right. I mean, I know so damn little about them. I can't really say what led to anything. I mean, the pandemic definitely didn't help. Only people that really got a benefit from is maybe AEW and NXT to a degree.
I think the pandemic, because even when people hated their company, they still sold out everywhere they're in, unless it was a big ass arena. But even then, they sold out significantly every arena that they were in. And as soon as they stopped, it just went to shit. People realized this company's ass, laughing stock. What the fuck is this?
I think the pandemic is part of the issue. I think the pandemic really hurt ROH in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
I do think their talent being grabbed was part of the issue. Of course it is. I mean, when you lose a lot of your top talent, it's of course going to be an
ECW.
issue. But it's not to say that. But if that was the main reason why ROH is in the position it's in, then they should have been in this position years ago,
Yes.
years and years ago. So I think ROH made a couple of booking decisions that were a little bit unusual, and that were a little bit that kind of hurt them. An example that I can think of is probably putting the ROH World Title on Roosh. It's probably a bad choice
I think.
because they didn't put him on TV barely ever, from what I saw. Like it would be kayfabe suspensions, or it would be he's legit in Mexico because that's where he primarily works. Is Mexico and not in the U.S.
I think
But
it was
even
kind of
then-
dumb to have Jay Briscoe be ROH champion, but that's just me.
I think Jay Briscoe as an ROH champion, I think was good. He transitioned the belt to Jay Lethal, which ended up becoming a great time for ROH when Jay won it the first time.
Yes.
So I think Jay was okay as a world champion, but when you look at the later world champions like your Rushus and PCOs, I think Bandito was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
ROH world champion. I think Bandito was a tremendous choice. But unfortunately, Bandito he got it at the wrong time. At the wrong time.
Yeah, the wrong place, wrong time.
Syndrome, yeah.
Our rest in peace ROH. No, I guess.
It'll be interesting to see what the champ. I've got a feeling the ROH champions won't find it real hard to get work. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, I mean, you can bring the belt with you, and I mean, we can.
Rest in peace,
we can do
Bozo. You will not be missed.
Yeah.
Or, unless you're one of those people, rest in Power King. Let you nuts hang in
Yes.
the afterlife. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. No more ROH. It's over. No more 60
or at least no
draws.
more ROH for right now.
No more 60-minute draw matches. No more. It's over. That's it.
That's it. No more ROH and no more time for the podcast. Oh my goodness, we're running
Yeah,
out of
that's it,
time.
man.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Oh,
God.
my god!
Is dead.
Oh no, we're running out of
ROH is
time.
dead.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
shit.
Gooch is here now.
Oh
Gooch
no,
is
Gooch
now.
is here.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
everybody
Gooch
run.
is here.
Ah!
Literally said, nah.
Get out of here.
Get
Oh,
out
we
of
gotta
here.
run.
No,
Get
you
out-
get out of
get
here.
out
You
of
gotta
my
get out of
podcast.
here.
Get the hell out of here! Listen to us
Get
on
out.
Spotify, Anchor, YouTube.
Roll the tapes. Roll the
Ah!
tapes.
Oh god, you
Listen to us everywhere.
Roll the tapes. We're out of
Show your mother,
time.
show your father, show your brother.
Fuck ROH.